Hello, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. I'm at one of my very favorite Millville restaurant, and I'm telling you, with me is Rick Kott, and I got Brad Scott. Rick Kott, Brad Scott. So, but two great people, and Rick is vegan, and Antonio, the
Chef
chef,
Antonio,
he is
yes.
fabulous. Because I'm telling you, honest to God, I've got the menu right here. It is some of the best food you will ever have. And I'm so get the same thing all the time. The server looked at me, she goes, salmon? I said, yes, ma'am. Fabulous salmon salad. This weekend, one of the best soups you'll ever taste is New England clam chowder. His entree, I have to get this, black and red snapper, and that's topped with corn relish and served over a bed of rice. That's $23.99. Chicken prosciutto, $20.99. Grilled chicken breast with prosciutto and provolone cheese, served with mashed potato and asparagus. And of course, they always throw in a delicious dessert. Marmalade steak, $30.99. 14-ounce skirt steak topped with an onion marmalade and served with mashed potatoes and asparagus. And then there's all kinds of other great things on the menu. You've got burgers, you've got pub specialties, you've got my salmon that is fabulous.
We're going to rename that to the Quinn Salad.
Yeah, I get that every time I come here. It is, folks, honestly, it is absolutely delicious. It's called the Honey Ginger Salmon Salad. It's only $14. It's got grilled salmon, garden mix, tomatoes, cucumbers, asparagus, artichokes with honey ginger dressing. It's I may switch up. I saw this one too. This looks pretty good. This is strawberry spinach salad. You might be able to eat this, right? Strawberry spinach salad.
Oh, yeah.
That's baby spinach, strawberries. We got to get you feta cheese. We got to get non-vegan cheese or vegan cheese. That's what it is. And red onion, candy walnuts, balsamic glaze, and all those things. But great menus. But anyway, we're certainly, and I mean this sincerely, folks. This is a place to dine. You say, well, how do I get there? What do I do? It's not that hard. Come out Dividing Creek Road, and if you're coming from downtown Millville, as soon as you get to the beautiful entrance, it says New Jersey Motorsports Park. Pull in. You go up to the security booth. You can say, I'm here to go to the Finish Line Pub. You make a right. You go down about the block. You make a left. Then you come in, and it's a beautiful place. It's got high top tables, regular tables. It's got the bar. It's got great staff. And it's got some of the best food, honestly. Now that Winfield's is gone and Andreas is gone, I know we love what do you call it?
Wildflower.
Wildflowers,
Yeah.
because that fits in with our white sort of. I'm sort of a pescatarian. I love vegetarian food, and of course Rick is all vegan. This man, this guy's. Boy, tell everybody you own the restaurant. You still do?
Oh, a restaurant in Braddock's Tavern in Medford, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, in a different little area. Classic menu, very colonial. Medford is very like Millville. I've been around forever. It has a great downtown, great Main Street. There's a couple breweries, but Braddock's is like the flagship of that town. But our food's almost as good as Braddock's. I agree with you. You know, the food out here is outstanding, and Jim didn't mention, but in addition to the great menu that we offer, we started doing on Thursday nights for Cumberland County residents a 3-course meal, which is super salad. I think tonight's entree is a stuffed pork loin to go along with some mashed potatoes and some veggies, and you get dessert for $16 a person. So we're looking to continue that and really grow our business on Thursday nights, especially with the Cumberland County support and residents.
Well, it's funny. Last Thursday I was here with Little Grant, and Little got exactly what you said. The special. And Rick, it's phenomenal. It was like $16. It included cheesecake, and I think he had soup. So he had soup, the entree, 2 vegetables, and cheesecake for $16. So you want to fight inflation? Come on out here, because whatever's on the menu on Thursdays, you get 10% as a Cumberland County resident off of the menu as well. And the food is fabulous. It really is. And it's sad because we don't have Winfield and we don't have entrees anymore. And without that, we really don't have a fine dining experience. I will say El Guacamole does a nice job as well downtown. But it's hurt, Winfield and the entree. But anyway, we want to talk about something that I know Brad, to Rick about, so you guys go talk about
Yeah, no, thanks, Jim. But something we've been planning or trying to plan at New Jersey Motorsports Park for a really long time, along with some of our off-track activities. I think we have the Food Truck Festival coming. I think the date is June 11th coming up here. And last year we had almost 7,000 people come for that event. We have 25 food trucks coming in. I think we have 12 vendors. We have music. We have games for the kids. You can participate at the pool. But we're continuing to look to grow our off-track events here at the facility. Last weekend, during Saturday, if you remember, it was rainy. It was cold. It probably was 50 degrees, but we had 4,000 people come out to participate in the Muddy Run, which was an event here. People came from 5 different states to participate. So we're always looking to do off-track activities. And one of the things I've been trying to do is a 5K run here at the facility. We feel the facility has the space and a different look and feel for a 5K. Imagine, I was talking to Rick earlier about, imagine going through a 5K, going on the Thunderbolt Raceway, which is about 2 miles, heading over to Lightning Raceway, which is about almost 2 miles also. There's elevation, and do a 5K run here at this facility. But we also wanted to find a partner to work on and to benefit the run. And we've asked if Rick would be interested with the Millville PAL Association. So we're still working on details. We don't have dates. We don't have it, but it's going to happen this year. But look for those details to come forward. And we're really excited to partner with the PAL and put on a 5K or maybe longer, or maybe a little shorter run at New Jersey Motorsports Park.
Well, you know what the Motorsports Park has done is really brought into the community. And like Brad was saying, last year I was out here over 7. I had to park quite a ways away to get there. Sounds good. Gave me something to walk, which I needed to walk anyway. It was phenomenal. It was unreal. 7,000 people out for the Food Truck Festival. They provide music and activities for the kids and all these things. And I still say, and I don't know, well, it's actually Ben Romanek, I may talk to them about this. But I don't know if you remember 3 or 4 years ago, right before COVID, I guess it was, Brad offered the Motorsports Park for the 4th of July Festival.
Absolutely. I was out here. Yep.
Fantastic. The best, in my opinion, best 4th of July festival the city ever had. Live music, all the bathrooms were here, the food was here, whatever you needed. Free admission, no charge whatsoever. And they had a donkey tank for the mayor or Bruce Cooper. And all
that was Police Athletic League.
Oh, did you have a donkey tank?
That was our donkey tank, yes. Absolutely.
That was awesome. I participated. It was the mayor.
Yep.
It was Bruce.
Yeah, I think Juliet Alba was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in there too as well. That's correct.
Yeah.
It was a fun event.
Yeah, it was. But really, Brad, I know since 2008, and we worked very, very hard to get everybody together to get this place open, that there was some, oh, well, what about this, what about that? But I'll tell you, you guys have been great neighbors. You've contributed and contributed and contributed. And when I was the mayor at the time, what we did here at the New Jersey Motorsports Park was we provided them with a pilot, which is a payment in lieu of taxes. This land, Joe Dorella talks about it, this land that they bought gave the city $3,300 in taxes. That's what we got from this land. So the pilot program was $175,000. That is coming to 15-year pilot. So in 2023, it'll be sunsetting. But what was interesting was, if you take a look, and I'm sure you did too, Rick, when you came in, folks, come out here sometime, look at the exotic car garages. What do you figure you have now?
There's 32 individual units in the garages.
And then you have the condos too.
And 8 condos. We're we're going to close 8 more June 8th of this year, and we're going to be breaking ground on another 12 units in September. So we're continuing to build. and you talked about the pilot and the ratables and all of that. That all generates great tax money that goes back to the city and the county, and helps, participate in, funding what goes on.
And that's the thing, folks. What you benefited from by providing the pilot is millions and millions and millions of dollars in 100% ratables. No abatements, no anything. They're villages, exotic car garages. They are taxed from the day they're completed, and they are millions of dollars worth of ratables to the city. So thank God, and let's be honest, if we hadn't done the pilot, they wouldn't be here. So sometimes you have to realize, hey, you give a little, you get a lot. In this case, we got a heck of a lot. Instead of $3,000 a year in taxes from it, we had $175,000 a year in pilot. And most of the pilot money goes to the city too. They don't impact the schools or whatsoever, and with the condos, and certainly with the exotic car garages, that's got to be $30-40 million in ratables.
Yeah, I mean, total tax dollars coming from the property right now are well over $400,000 a year with the exotic car garages, with the villas, with our commercial businesses on property. So we're really appreciative of the pilot and the city, and it's been a great partnership, and we're really looking forward to the future, and we're continuing to build in the garages. So.
Well, and the other thing too, the Motorsports Park was the most tourists of anything, certainly anything, Cumberland County, probably even Salem County. They draw over 60,000.
600,000.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
1 0 short.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, it sure is. And and it's a shame because I will say, I used to go to Winfield's a lot, and a lot of the people who came out here would come to Winfield's and have dinner. I'm sure many would go to Andreas, and they would go, to Millville, they'd go to your house. They would patronize the businesses downtown as well. And of course, with those businesses closed, that makes it a little bit tougher and everything. But I know, Brad, you've got to head out soon, but I just wanted to mention, you said to me, Jim, I want to do some more for the city. And, and I mentioned Rick, he said, oh my God, what a great
partnership
as well. And it's really nice. But, we are sitting next to almost really. He's still the man of the year. Last year was the man of the year, and you still are till that Bible guy takes over.
Yep, next Thursday.
Yeah, Chuck, yeah.
So it's still out.
Another week. Another week.
He's still wearing the crown for one more week. But congratulations. That's quite a feat to get, and especially as young as you got that. If you look back to those who have been awarded that, most of them were 65 and over. So
I'm not there yet.
No, I know you're not. You're getting younger every day. Come on, are you kidding me? It's looking great with that vegan diet. But, I mean, that's a tribute to you and your love for the kids and for people in general. I mean, we talked, Rick and I earlier, about a problem, how to deal with people, and he's got a heart, and he feels this is what we need to do to help the people that need help, that are out there that are struggling. But Brad, thank you for everything New Jersey Motorsports does for the county, for the city, and thank you for being willing to run this 5K race. And I'm sure we'll pick up several thousand. Now, before you go, though, the big story making action.
Yeah, what? June 3rd?
Yes, June 3rd.
Wow.
You remember the date.
Yes.
Let me set the stage for you, folks. I am so sorry that I booked a whole bunch of seats at Citizens Bank Park for Mike Trout's coming in June 3rd. 8 years ago, he came in and we sold 5,000 tickets. So I figured, we'll reserve 5,000 tickets. We haven't even hit 500 tickets. We are at around 300 tickets. But I got to tell you, this gentleman, again, what the New Jersey Motorsports Park does is tremendous. Brad, tell him what you're going to help us get to that goal, how you're going to get there to help us get there.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of levels to what for this event. First of all, it's Mike Trout coming back to Philadelphia, and Jim called me and said, I don't know if you know, but Mike Trout's coming back on June 3rd, and there's a chance that the mayor of Millville could be throwing out the first ball during the game. And as we talked, and I said, wow, our employees, what a great incentive for our employees. So actually right before this telecast, I tried to call the Phillies, but we're going to buy 100 tickets, I guess, through the Lavoie to participate. I announced we have a Thursday weekly staff meeting, and I announced it to my staff that we're going to buy 100 tickets for the employees. They're all ecstatic, and they're all like trying to figure out how many people can come. But tomorrow we're going to buy tickets for our staff to be part of Millville and to be up there with all the residents of Millville and the businesses. And very exciting. It's a Friday night. Weather's going to be great. I guarantee it. New Jersey Motorsports Park is guaranteeing great weather and no rain. But we look forward to being part of it. And thank you for encouraging us to be part of that program.
Well, thank you for accepting my encouragement. And I want to say I am so happy for Mayor Orndorff to be able to go up there and represent the city, to be able to throw out the first pitch. And certainly the first woman mayor ever in the city of Millville. She's already set a wonderful mode for the city, and it'll be great. And we will get that extra 100. So, and let me tell you too, what Brad just did. He also just, by buying 100 tickets, $4 of every one of those tickets goes back to the league as well. So that's a win-win, for everybody, and certainly the best neighbors, in my opinion, around are Brad and Lee and everybody from the New Jersey Motorsports Park. So, Brad, I know you've got a ways to go.
Yeah.
In fact, I got to come up to Braddock's.
You too. You have to let me know. I don't go there that often, but you have to.
Show from there.
We can. Yes. Yes.
Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for having me, Rick. Thank you. I look forward to working out the details.
Yep, we'll get it done. Thank you, too, by the way.
We'll be back to talk more about the Police Athletic League, this man's new position he just got elected to, Man of the Year for another week, and all kinds of good things. We'll do that with Rick Kott right after these messages.
Changing colors. Life's colors change daily for each of us. We go from happy to sad, anxious to peaceful. There's events we endure and ones we enjoy. The colors of life are always changing, but there's one that's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Come, let us introduce you to him, New Life Church, the church of many colors.
Welcome to Freedom Market, located at 701 North High Street in Millville. Freedom Market offers a wide array of gently used furniture, books, knickknacks, kitchen appliances, brand new mattresses and box springs, and a whole lot more. Need to make room in your garage or clear out that bonus room? Consider donating your items to Freedom Market and know that your donation is 100% tax deductible, while also supporting their ministry and helping our community thrive. Freedom Market, so much more than a thrift store. Call 856-300-5342.
Have you ever wanted to make the big money? Have you ever wanted to drive the big construction equipment? Here's your chance to go to school, learn the big machines, and start a new career. MCITC is a heavy equipment operator training school that offers you the opportunity to learn to use the big machines and start earning the big benefits. Don't hesitate. Call today 856-825-6655. That's 856-825-6655. Or visit our website at mcitcnj.com.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
To me, patient serving patients means that I know how I want to be treated when I walk in the door, and I expect everyone else to be treated the same way when they walk in the door. I've been a patient at Complete Care for about 5 years. Getting my primary care here at Complete Care means that it's convenient, it's accessible, I have a knowledgeable provider who takes good care of me in a very thorough and efficient way. Working here and knowing that we have people who are treating patients and serving patients makes me feel good, both as a person, as an employee, and as a member of the greater community. Because at Complete Care, we are patients serving patients.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is Rick Kott, who is very active, has been very active in the Police Athletic League. But somebody I know named Rick Kott put his name on a ballot, and by its pride. Well, actually, you went before the school board, right?
That's correct.
You didn't
That's
put your
correct.
name on the ballot
Yep,
yet.
not yet.
So tell me the process and why you did this. Tell everybody what you did.
So there was a vacancy for the school board, and so they were taking interviews for it. So there was, I think, 6 or 7 of them. Put in all great candidates, and it's just something I've always wanted to do. I love working with the youth in the city of Millville. I love the community and everything about it. And I thought that would be a next good step to do. I've seen the front lines, I've been behind the scenes, and now it's time to see what goes on, at that level. So I started about 3 months ago.
That's fantastic. I'm sure you've gotten to meet Tony Troncone, the superintendent, who I have.
You mean the greatest superintendent in South Jersey, at least?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah.
I tell you what, I love that guy.
Isn't he amazing?
Absolutely love that guy.
I told Debbie Malone, we were sitting at the Sailing Club a couple years ago, and they were hiring Tony. She said, "Jim, we got one of the best superintendents you'll ever see." And boy, you're right. He is amazing. That guy, I mean, even with, well, you want to tell everybody about the project that they're going to be doing?
Oh, how great is that? So through him, right, through his vision, we're going to, Wheaton Field's going to get a new makeover, right? We're going to have turf coming to Wheaton Field for the first time ever.
Right.
Well deserved, right?
Yeah, 12 years Bridgeton's had it, 5 years Vineland's had it.
Absolutely, and this is him, right? This is him coming in, figuring out how to get it done. He's going to make that a beautiful place for the kids to play, and it's not going to. It's always been a one-sport field, because it's grass, right? Yes. So you need time to let the grass. With this turf field, we can get 2, 3, 4 sports on there. So it's not just going to be a football field; it's going to be for a lot more kids. And he even wants to try to get a field house in there.
Yeah.
It's like a half a field type thing, indoor facility.
Yeah.
And ever since he came through, and I've been dealing with Tony on the police aspect of it, even before the school board.
Yeah.
And just his vision and the way he presses forward, and it's always just, I don't know if he sleeps at all. He's one of those guys.
To me at 10 o'clock at night.
One night he's calling me at 11 o'clock. I'm driving down to North Carolina to see my daughters. I'm like, "Tony, it's 11 o'clock. I don't even know if he was home yet. But his vision to make the school, the city, the relationships he wants to build in this community is just something I haven't seen in a long time from that. And that's exciting news, right? That
sure
field
is,
house and that field is just so needed. The field is old, things are old, and the kids need something. They need to show that we care and we want to invest in them as well. So I'm excited about it.
We have great athletes. This is a funny story that goes along with the field. Somebody said, I guess it was maybe last year, this is Claudia McCarthy's 50th year. We really ought to televise one of the field hockey matches. I said, yeah, okay. So Tony, of course, he volunteers his time, so it helps me not have to raise much money to get the thing on. And anyway, somebody said to me, they said, he doesn't know it. She will not play on the field. She will not do field hockey on the field for whatever reason, like grass or bad turf, whatever it might be. She will not do it there. So anyway, we have a great cooperation with the city of Vineland. And we talked to them, and the Vineland girl that does the television production, Gia, and I said, Gia, can we come up? Sure, Mr. Quinn, you come on up, and we'll help you. And I sent my video producer Ryan up, and we got their feed, and Tony donated his time, and he found some other coach that donated her time to do this game. And it ends up, this game, Millville wins, they win big, but what is neat is her granddaughter scored the all-time most goals ever in girls field hockey, was able to take the ball, give it to the grandma, and it's all shown on TV and
Nice.
forever. So that's just the kind of stuff this man is amazing. He just, nothing stops him. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And of course, congratulations to all the winning teams we've had. Millville, the football team, winning the state championship.
2 in 7 years, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
2.
And unfortunately, we're
Yep.
losing Dennis Thomas, but I wish it well.
I mean, he's going to Rutgers. I mean, that's not a bad a bad place to go, right?
Yeah, that's
So.
where he started college too. Is there? And
Yep.
what a great guy. He really is. And I understand interviewing candidates as well. But we've got such great players on that team. My goodness, they were amazing players, and the things that are going on there. And it's interesting as we talk about the Millville School Board. Now that you are a member of the Millville School Board, tell everybody what had to transpire at the police department.
So I'm just because I am so active in the schools and everything like that. So being a school board, we just thought it might be better off. I'm now in charge of our training unit. So that's brand new. I just done that probably about 3 weeks ago. Great move. I love it. Training in our police department is something very vital, especially nowadays. But it just allows me to focus more on the training aspect, and then still do the school board. And like I said, I love it. And don't forget, Tony even announces some of the football games.
Well, he does. He does.
He does.
Well, he came. This is interesting, Rick. When you say this, he came to me here at the Motorsports Park. We were having a Chamber of Commerce luncheon meeting a couple years ago. So he says to me, "What do you do?" I said, "Well, I run a local TV channel." And he said, "We do the sporting things." He said, "I love sports." He said, "You ever need a commentator? Let me know." Well, Rich Van.
Don't tell you that, right?
Huh?
Don't tell you that, right? Yeah.
Well, I had Rich Van Noord, had been doing it for years, but because of COVID, and Rich wouldn't get the COVID shot, which is all due respect, that's fine. But with Tony Serace having cancer and Tony Trongone was willing to step up, I said, "Rich, take a year off or so, because this way we have Tony Trongone and Tony Serace when Tony could do it, and then Fred Melendez sits in also for it." So, and now he's done some baseball. Fred does some. Tony does some. He did basketball. He did the field hockey. I never had anybody do field hockey. But his real passion is wrestling. He and his son was like a state wrestling champion. He went to Triton High School, but boy, you just don't find a better person. You see that, it's like amazing. And I'm glad that you're there too. It gives him a good person to be on his team with him, because that's what's really important. So you started in the Millville Police Department. You told me this because we talked about it before you went on the air. In 1999.
1999. Yep.
So how many more years do you have to go before you can retire?
26 months.
Okay.
Just
So not
guessing.
even years.
I'm not counting or nothing. 2 years, 2 months. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay. So what do you think you'd like to do if and when you retire?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. And that's one of the reasons why the school board I thought was important. I want to continue doing that.
Yeah, that's super good.
So absolutely. And I think it's something, I've been waiting for and ready for. And now it's just a time in my career would be a nice transition. So.
Well, and it's interesting because Bill Herman served on the school board.
He did. He hired me. He was my first chief.
That's right.
And you were on the board. You were on the.
I was the mayor.
Yep.
Yeah. In fact, it was.
You and Jeff Trout.
Yeah, Jeff was public safety director. Yep. And he used to let me, I was his backup, so I used to go over. In fact, it was Ray Morales who encouraged me to come to ride-alongs, and I really enjoyed those. I got to see what you guys had to go through, and boy, we needed cameras then sometimes because of the profanity and every way people would treat you sometimes, stuff like that. But what I really enjoyed was getting to know the people, the police officers. Let me tell you something, folks. We were very, very fortunate. I don't know them all now in Millville, but those days.
A lot of new ones now.
There sure are, yeah. Well, almost, in fact, guys that were rookies, like Dave McDonald, when I first got elected in '97, retired, or he may have been on even before that. But Ray Morales encouraged me. He said, you ought to see what we go through and what we do. But what I really did enjoy a lot was the fact that I got to know the officers. And boy, I tell you, good people. And, like Junior Duffield had such a great sense of humor. And the guy that's in charge of security, the high school now, Larry Mulford.
Larry Mulford, yes.
He used to crack me up also. He was so fun. And you need that. You need a sense of humor.
Oh, yeah. Larry played a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
He played some jokes on me.
Did he do the car wash joke?
He didn't get me on the car wash, but he put a thing of pepperoni on my hat, on my badge, on my hat. He put snow on my seat when I went to sit down. Yeah.
He's the practical.
He is the practical jokester, yep.
Yeah, what he would do is he would take the officer that he was training, and he would say to them, you got to see what it's like to be sitting in the back like a prisoner would be. So in the back, you don't have any windows to roll down or doors that you can open. It's all controlled by whoever's driving the car. So then he would take them through the 7th Street car wash. And as they would get started to go into the car wash, he'd put their window down. They get soaked, But he has such a great sense of humor. And Tony Trombone really likes him too.
Oh, yeah.
He really does. So,
Larry did good. That was the first time we had somebody in that position. And Larry stepped up, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah, he really has. He's just a really good guy and doing a great job as chief of security for the Millville Public Schools as well. So there's a lot of good things going on. And as you mentioned, Rick, and it was interesting because I listened to when they were talking about getting artificial field, getting the type field that Bridgeton and Vineland had. And it came up that Bridgeton had theirs 12 years ago, and Vineland's had theirs for 5 years, and Millville doesn't have one. And, again, the kids deserve it, and the opportunities to play on that type of field is better safety-wise, and should even be better for Millville with the speed they have, the artificial turf.
That's a fast team.
Yeah.
That's a fast team.
Wow, some great ball players. And most of them are back. 2 freshman kids were like 270 each who played. And they were freshmen, and that Brooks kid is a freshman. Wow.
He's crazy, ain't he?
He's amazing. It's like, holy cow. Thank you. It's just amazing how good the whole team was, and, to Dennis's credit. And for Dennis Thomas, he played college for Rutgers.
Yep.
He's going there to be an assistant offensive coordinator, and then he's, that'll be what he's going to do. So, look forward to seeing who the new coach will be.
Yep.
We're talking with Rick Kott, who is the man of the year for 7 more days for the city of Millville. He is now a school board member for the city. He looks great because he's a vegan follower. And that maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that too when we come back. We'll be back with more with Rick Kott right after these messages.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Changing colors. Life's colors change daily for each of us. We go from happy to sad, anxious to peaceful. There's events we endure and ones we enjoy. The colors of life are always changing, but there's one that's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Come, let us introduce you to him, New Life Church, the church of many colors.
Welcome to Freedom Market, located at 701 North High Street in Millville. Freedom Market offers a wide array of gently used furniture, books, knickknacks, kitchen appliances, brand new mattresses and box springs, and a whole lot more. Need to make room in your garage or clear out that bonus room? Consider donating your items to Freedom Market and know that your donation is 100% tax deductible while also supporting their ministry and helping our community thrive. Freedom Market, so much more than a thrift store. Call 856-300-5342.
On that person, because he's so busy. I tried to meet with him a few times, but he's
Welcome
got other
back.
guys doing it.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Actually, Rick was just talking about Freedom Market and Bobby Bledsoe and the church. And of course, you said you went to the Presbyterian. Bobby Bledsoe, Dwelling Place Ministries, bought the Presbyterian Church in Millville, and you said you went there as a kid.
Oh, I grew up there. That was my place. I went from young child to high school days, and and still continued later. And I was there for the last service.
Yeah,
so
I did see
that was sad.
Yeah.
That was sad.
Yeah, and we talked earlier about the Jim Hurley at Salmon. They both went there. And
Yes.
You reminded me that they ran against each other, and they were in the same church.
Yep, back in the 80s.
Yep, early 1981, they ran for Senate, and Jim was the incumbent. And to Ed's credit, it's very difficult to beat a Republican in this district, and Jim had been in office. I'll tell you what, I think the world of Jim Hurley. What a wonderful man. He just celebrated his 90th birthday not long ago, and they did do a documentary, and I was fortunate enough to be in the documentary to talk about my remembrances. I don't know, you wouldn't remember this because you weren't even born then, but when I was in high school, I listened to Jim Hurley do the play-by-play for Millville football.
Okay.
So that's what I always wanted to do.
Right.
So anyway, and I taught at the junior high, which was the high school at that time. So I was sort of following in his footsteps that way. Then he started his own public relations company, and I did too when I got out of education, which led me into Quinn Broadcasting. And he was a freeholder, so was I. But then he left me in the dust. He went to Assembly, Senate. I couldn't even follow his footsteps after that. But what a wonderful man. And he helped bring the UEZ to the city of Millville, Vineland, and did a lot for our area. And is just a wonderful, wonderful person. And you know what, though, Rick, we're lucky. We've talked about Tony Trongone. We have Jim Hurley at Salmon. You know, all the people that we know that really are, and even Bob Connor, you talked about how he has to help with nonprofit organizations. He's one of my best sponsors. If I call him and say, in fact, he may have been the one to sponsor the field hockey. Yeah, whatever we need, Jim, we'll take it for the kids. We'll do it for the kids. So we are fortunate there. But you got a lot of things coming up for the Police Athletic League besides this 5K that you're going to play in with the Motorsports Park. Tell me what else you have.
Absolutely, and just once again, even in insurance, everything we do is go through Bob Connor, right? It's just an amazing company and an amazing person. But so we have flag football coming up. This is probably our, I think about 4th or 5th year doing flag football. We're going to be out. We talked about this earlier, the old Millville Gardens. So
that's super.
We use that field now for our flag football field. We have anywhere between 60 and 100 kids out there.
That's great.
And that's going to be tryouts. Will be, if I get this right, Monday and Tuesday, May 23rd and 24th, 6 o'clock at the Millville Gardens field on Foundry Street. So if you put in 102 West Foundry Street, it will get you there. And we're always looking for PAL coaches. So if there's anybody out there who's always looking to coach or help out, please come on out, the 23rd and 24th. Like I said, we play about 6, 7, 8 weeks. The kids wear NFL jerseys.
Wow.
And they're actually reversible.
Oh,
so
cool.
You can be Eagles and Lions and Broncos fans, and then on the same team. And you can just turn your shirt inside and out. Yeah, and it's a really nice thing. The kids enjoy it. It's a great time. So yeah, if anybody's interested, we start at 8 years old and go all the way up to 17.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And we have 3 different age groups that run.
And you know what, I've got to say, not only the flag football, but the midget football program in Millville is a blessing because it is the best feeder system this city has. That's why Millville's had 2 state champions in 7 years, because the men and women on the midget level, flag football level, they are teaching the basics, they are going over everything with them, and they're making them very, very good athletes. I've watched some of the midget league games and flag football games as well.
Well, and talk about the midget league, that's why we have our program now. So we finish as they're starting. So when we started our league, we actually talked to the midget league so that we all can coordinate, because it's all about the kids, right? So we started our program to finish so kids could get that non-contact flag football and they go right into the midget league football. And they do an outstanding job over there.
Yes.
There's a lot of good people there running that league right now. Jeff Mills does an
Yes,
outstanding.
he
Clam
does.
Legs over there. And that whole group is just, they're always in contact with us, always trying to think of how they can make things better. And they do a great job over there.
Well, it's talking about feeder leagues. The one league that, and thank God for PAL, the one league up until recently that never seemed to have a good feeder system was basketball.
All right.
Now with the Police Athletic League, they've raised that level, and I see some great competition between Millville and Bonham, Millville and Bridgeton.
Well, that basketball league, we have 100 to 150 kids in that basketball league. In fact, we started a cheerleading program a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And Vineland and Bridgeton got mad at us because we didn't tell them, and then we came to our games with cheerleaders, and they did an outstanding job.
They did. I remember watching it.
They just do an amazing job. But the coaches now, even for the high school, are trying to work with us because they're understanding that there's a lot of kids that are involved in there, trying to help create this feeder program for them. And everybody's just doing a great job. And that basketball, like I said, we have 100 to 150 kids in that basketball program.
Wow.
And once again, from the age 8 all the way to 17.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And it's a blessing to have that many kids and understand that there's so many kids that need that kind of activity.
Yeah, and all positive things, with positive influences,
Yep.
and skills they're learning. Now, I got to talk to you. I remember you as a little leaguer.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
Tell everybody who you played for, where you played, and who your coach was.
Well, so in Little League, it was Stites Westside House.
That's right. Yes.
So, and we won the
Millville
championship.
American,
Yep, we won the
Was
championship.
that
in there.
78? 70? Oh, was
That was
82?
probably was 82.
Yeah,
Yep.
see, because I won it in
82.
80 and 81.
Yeah.
I had Ritter Construction.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that was my
But then
team.
we came on and we won. Gary Fallows was one of
what a
our, and my
great
dad
guy.
helped. My dad passed away, but he helped.
Oh, that's super.
We still remember we used to practice out of the airport, and if you made an error, you had to run to the fire hydrant back. And even at this day, we all remember. But even those guys on that team at 12 years old, we're still friends with a lot of them. Just from that.
Who was your
those
best
couple
player, you think, besides you?
Well, it wasn't me, I can tell you that. We had Ray Seifert on our team who could throw the
Pitcher,
ball 100
yeah,
miles
that's
per hour.
usually,
We just had a Rusty Davis, Rusty
do,
Davis,
yeah,
he was there. And Bobby Wilden, Scott Lau. There's a lot of good athletes on that team.
It was interesting. I was fortunate. I had Bill Forrester for a coach, and his son was a phenomenal pitcher like Dad was. And then my son was a pretty good pitcher, and had a lot of great kids. But you know what happened? In fact, someday we ought to look at bringing this back. In fact, it would be neat. Well, we can't do it because it's June 4th, Millville night. But we actually, I don't know if you guys got the benefit from that, but we were there in 1980 and 81 when we won the city championship.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go to Vet Stadium, got to get down on the field. I got to hit ground balls to the
The
players.
two sides played each other, American and National.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And then the winner went to it,
yeah. We beat the National both times.
Yep.
And we got to go up there. But these guys are in their 50s now, and they talk about that being the highlight because in 1980, Pete Rose was there, Mike Schmidt, Lozinski, all those people. They were down talking. The kids got to talk to the players. That was an exciting time, something they remember all their life. And I'm sure you do, being a winner, remember Little League for all those years. You know what worries me now? What happened to Little League? National's gone completely. Do you have any idea how many are in the American?
No, I don't know what their numbers are. I know they were up for because there's only one league now.
Yeah,
but I don't
right.
know if you combine the two, if the numbers are down or up. I'm not sure. They always look back when I drive by Sharp Street.
Exactly.
You can't park over there, so it looks like they're doing okay. I'm
Well, it's
assuming
just
they are.
sad the other league closed because we had 12 teams, 6 American, 6 National, and it's for whatever reason that got to get Mike Trout to get him pumped up again or something. Come on out here. But the baseball team's still doing pretty well, and of course, it's just a matter of those feeder leagues. As we talked about, the midget football's always been a great feeder league, and baseball had always been very good. Basketball, thank God for PAL, it's becoming very good, and that I'm sure Mike Latour appreciates that. The Police Athletic League are doing all those things. Now, you said you had some other police athletic events that were coming up.
Yeah, so
at the
we
golf
have
tournament.
once again, so we we provide all this for a very low cost. So these kids get to play these events for $15.
That's great.
You can't find that anywhere.
Oh my God.
But because of that, it requires sponsorships and things like that. So we have an annual golf tournament that's coming up June 22nd. We're going to be at Pinelands Golf Course.
Oh, wow.
You can go on millvillepal.org, and if anybody wants to play, it's $135 per player, or put in a foursome, and all that money goes right back into the programming. So it's 100% right back into the programming, and we have a great turnout. We always have a good time, anywhere from 100 to 130 golfers out there.
Super. That's great.
Yep.
If I knew how to play golf, I'd come.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But that is wonderful. We're talking with Rick Kott, who is now on the school board for another 7 days. He's Mr. Millville and also a sergeant in the Millville Police Department. Now he's training everybody how to be good police officers, and he's got a lot on his plate. But we'll be back to talk about his vegan plate right after these messages.
Have you ever wanted to make the big money? Have you ever wanted to drive the big construction equipment? Here's your chance to go to school, learn the big machines, and start a new career. MCITC is a heavy equipment operator training school that offers you the opportunity to learn to use the big machines and start earning the big benefits. Don't hesitate. Call today 856-825-6655. That's 856-825-6655. Or visit our website at mcitcnj.com.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
To me, patient serving patients means that I know how I want to be treated when I walk in the door, and I expect everyone else to be treated the same way when they walk in the door. I've been a patient at Complete Care for about 5 years. Getting my primary care here at Complete Care means that it's convenient, it's accessible, I have a knowledgeable provider who takes good care of me in a very thorough and efficient way. Working here and knowing that we have people who are treating patients and serving patients makes me feel good, both as a person, as an employee, and as a member of the greater community. Because at Complete Care, we are patients serving patients.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. Jim Quinn along with Rick Kott. We are at the New Jersey Motorsports Park. If you just joined us, I want to thank Brad Scott, Lee Brand, and all the wonderful people at the New Jersey Motorsports Park, because they are going to make Millville Night possible. We still have some more tickets to sell, but they bought 100 tickets. That's $2,600 worth of tickets that they bought tonight to help us have Millville Night on the June 3rd. When we put the nights together, the problem was I didn't realize that we'd have such poor purchasing. Last time we ran it, Rick and I were talking about 8 years ago, I reserved 5,000 seats in the upper deck behind home plate. We sold them out. They were all sold out. So I figured, well, better reserve the same amount. This year, we haven't even hit the minimum you need, which is 500. We're at maybe 315. And then with their 100 purchased, that takes us up to 415. So we still have about 85 more tickets for people to purchase. They are only $26 each. You'll be sitting with a whole bunch of Millville people. You'll have a great time. Mike Trout will be there. He's the best baseball player in America, and he's from Millville. Do you think that combination might get people to put out the $26? I know a lot of people have complained there's no buses going. For that, I don't know. I didn't coordinate this year. I set it up, turned it over to the Levoy and the Millville Development Corporation, and they're the places where you can purchase it. But it is going to be a great night, and we got about 85 more tickets to sell. And then Mayor Orndorff will be able to go out there and throw out the first pitch before the game starts. And on the scoreboard, it'll say Millville night. And I'm sure a lot of Millville people have told me, Jim, I didn't like those tickets. I'm going over here. I bought seats there. That's wonderful. Thank you for doing that. And it'll be interesting when they introduce Mike Trout. This is an interesting story. Dan Baker is the public address announcer for the Philadelphia Phillies, and I have become good friends. And he tells this story in 50 years. Then it would have been 42 years, 8 years ago. He had never, ever saw a visiting player get like a 10-minute standing ovation. He said it was phenomenal, and he shows how much the people in Cumberland County and South Jersey, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area love Mike Trout. So that was quite a tribute to our fans. Thank you for coming out and doing that. And I think we're going to have a good standing ovation on June the 3rd as well. So we hope that you'll be there, give him all the cheer that he certainly deserves. A wonderful person. As you mentioned, Rick, his dad was the public safety director, and his dad was the first person, I think, in the history of the city of Millville, although Joe Pepitone finished 4th and he took public safety, that didn't finish 5th and got stuck with public safety. He wanted it. He was second. I only beat him by 150 votes, so I was number 1, and Jeff was number 2. And when it came time to pick, he picked the public safety department. But I think he was good friends with the chief that had talked to him. And it really isn't that bad of a department. You got some great guys and gals that work there. They do a very, very good job. And of course, as you mentioned, Chief Herman was the chief when you first came on board. Had you always wanted to be a police officer?
I never wanted to be a police officer.
Okay.
I wanted to be a math teacher.
No kidding.
And, a friend of mine, Bobby Jones.
Oh, sure, I know.
Oh, yeah. He talked me into taking the test. He wanted to be in corrections.
Yes. Yeah.
We went, took the test together, and next thing you know, I'm getting a phone call, and the whole life switched after that, right? So,
yeah, Bobby Jones. We could have had the best calculus teacher. No, now we have one of the best police officers.
Yeah, Bobby Jones.
I love him. His personality is so good. And we were talking about, we'd be remiss, we didn't mention the Suey family.
Oh, yes. Heartbreaking.
It has been.
I pray for that family every day. They're just an outstanding, amazing family, and the loss that they've suffered in the last couple of years has just been, it's been a lot, and it's an amazing family.
Rich Sr., who was a Millville police officer, who I loved because he had a great sense of humor, always joking with everybody. And then his son, Rich, just a couple of days ago, lost his beautiful wife to cancer. And, and then Cheryl Farino was part of that family. She passed away. So there's been a lot of loss there. And they're, like you said, you don't find better people than Rich and all that group of people. They're just wonderful
Garrett, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, I tolerate him.
Yeah, we tolerate him. So.
He used to work for me. He used to do camera.
Sorry about that.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't seen him in a long time. He's a busy man, though. But his kids are great athletes.
Yeah.
His son is
they're doing
soccer, and daughter softball, and all that kind of stuff. They're doing really
Their
well.
Their daughter's actually giving back to the town, too. For those who don't know, Lakeside's having a mental health thing on May 31st as well. And she's actually was one of the helpers of getting a mental health program for athletes. So
wow.
That's great. She's helping Melissa, Garrett's wife.
She's amazing.
Yeah. So they came up with this whole
that's
night on May 31st at Lakeside.
I want to say hello to Tim DeLuise. Tim, one of the best sign people in South Jersey. It's nice having you with us, Tim, tonight. And I promise I will be up sometime soon and get some signs. I got to get some metallic signs made, things like that. But thank you for being there. But Melissa Suey is amazing. Garrett, and just the whole group of people, they're just so good. And the kids love her. I mean, I've often thought, in fact, I sort of tried to ask her to run with me for city commission people, because there's a lot of, here's something just to think about. When you look at people that have served, the educators, Ed Salmon, educator, was in there in Millville. Joe Durella, educator, coach. Jeff Trout, educator, coach. Tim Shannon did some coaching. He didn't teach. Rob did some coaching too, but he didn't teach. There are some others that I'm just not thinking of off the top of my head. but they're usually very popular because they made an impression. Oh, Mike Santiago, even though he wasn't a educator, he was the DARE officer
For a long time.
Yes,
and
kids
everybody
liked
in Millville knew who
exactly.
he was.
Yeah, that's a good point. So having that tie to the school helps you get well known. Especially, I got a guy, Johnny Capizola Jr. He's in Vineland. He ran for assembly, which is almost impossible to win if you're a Democrat in this district. And a super guy. He's a phys ed teacher, and he's in his mid-40s. He's taught over 15,000 kids as a phys ed teacher.
Right.
Tony Cerise, there's another guy that won, 15, on the county level. Again, phys ed teacher Denise Arrigo. I tried to get her to run, but fortunately she was under the weather at that time. But I thought that would be another person, teacher that has that ability. But it was a good red wave this year. It told me, get out, Quinn, get out of the way, let the red wave roll in, and God bless them. I wish them all the best to be able to do that. But I want to just remind you that when you go to Wildflowers, what's your favorite thing?
The seitan wrap. I get chipotle mayo on it, and I can have that probably 3-4 days a week.
Well, every time I go in, I get the black bean burger.
Yep.
Yeah, and then other times, there's another thing I like too. Everything I like there. It's amazing. Oh, one time it was mushrooms. I didn't even know what it was.
Oh, yeah. And you wouldn't even know.
No, I love mushrooms, but I mean, it tasted, it had like that meat taste to it, and it had a weird name, and I couldn't figure out what it was. A weird mushroom name.
Right.
And I forget what that was, but it was like, oh my God, this is so good, And
the desserts there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I'm not a dessert people. I'm not. I really don't like sweets, but the desserts there are just
well, and also I have a friend. She's what do you call it? The stuff you can't be not vegan, gluten. She needs gluten-free. Right. I think because we've gone there. She and she's got gluten-free desserts there.
They actually separate the case for you, so all gluten-free is on one side and not gluten-free on the other side.
Yeah. And Eric does a great job there. He really does. And it's interesting. You think, can a vegetarian, vegan restaurant make it in Millville? I'll bet you he's one of the top restaurants in town. I mean, I've gone there with Bruce Cooper. Bruce is a very healthy eater.
Yep.
And everything I get there, I love that one salad he makes. Oh my God, it's so good.
Have you had their tacos?
No, I'd love to.
You have to try their tacos. If you can find out when they're having their tacos.
Okay.
I bring all my non-vegan friends there, and if it's tacos, they all fall in love with it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will.
It's that good.
Yeah, that one, I forget the salad. It's fabulous. It's like, oh my God, it's so good. So, and as we talk about this, the healthy part it's all natural. And you think about it, our ancestors growing up, it was the food, of course they did shoot animals, I guess, and they do that. But I had one of my grandfather's friends. She was amazing. She was a vegetarian back 50 years ago, at least, and she lived to be 105. It's just good quality food. You're not getting whatever causes, on juice. There's GMOs, isn't
There's everything there now.
Yeah. And I tried it. In fact, one of the doctors was on with me, and I was telling him, doing this zone bar. He goes, Jim, it has this, and this in it. And then something else I mentioned, it's got stuff in it. I said, I got to try to clean up the stuff. I like like we talked about, trying to do the intermittent fasting diet. And I really only, I haven't had a meal. I've had a zone bar today, but I don't get up till late. So, our meals are sitting over there. So as soon as I get the 2-minute notice, then I know we can go.
Then we know we're
celebrate.
eating. Right?
We're going to be able to celebrate as well. But Rick, congratulations on winning it's not technically called the Annual Award, but it's what it is for the Millville Chamber. And next Thursday, we'll be there, and I'm sure you'll be there to crown Chuck Weibel with staking.
And very well deserving.
Yeah, great guy.
Chuck does a lot with
the community. Yes, he does. Yeah, especially with the Airfield Museum and things of that nature. It's just a very, very nice man. And but as I say, it'd be interesting to go back. I think you have to be the youngest that I've ever seen. And it was interesting. Jim
might be the baldest, too. I don't know.
Well, that could be, too. Bob Connor.
Oh, yeah.
Right there, our insurance buddy. It was interesting, up until just a few, I guess maybe 10 years ago or whatever, Jim Hurley and I were not eligible because we held elected office.
Oh, okay.
They would not allow anybody with elected office to get it. And eventually, they did change that. I don't know who did that. I think I was the first one who was in elected office that actually got to be the man of the year type of thing. And now it's opened it up, because especially with some of us, as I'm getting older, I mean, if you stay in government for a long time, then you're not eligible to do that. So they did away with that. So that way, and I mean, even Rob was out of office at that time. Rob, the Shannons. I mean, think of the people that we're so fortunate to have here in the Millville area.
Oh, absolutely.
A
lot of good people.
So good.
A lot of good families.
Here's St. Cindy just said hello. Wonderful to see Rick, such a great guy. Cindy, St. Cindy Cook?
Oh, yeah. Know Cindy very well.
Yeah, she.
Another amazing person.
And she does so much volunteering and all that. Yeah, I call her St. Cindy, and Denise Arrigo, I call her Mother Teresa, because they both just keep going and giving and helping and doing things for the people that are down in need, for sure. And thank God the weather's better now for the homeless. And even that program talking about the field, Millville Gardens field, on June 4th from 12 to 3.
Okay.
Yes, you know about that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll feed hundreds of people, and they'll have groceries and things that people can take with them. I mean, that's great examples of good things that go on in the city of Millville, Rick.
It shows you the need, too, because Hope Day will give out thousands of meals. Cares and Shares just gives out thousands of meals. And then we have the Holly City Development Corporation gives out the first Friday of every month behind the library.
Oh, wow.
And they run out of food within 2 hours every month. Wow. And there's hundreds of people there. It's the need right now in society and just in Millville is very great.
Bobby Bledsoe, they do that also, give out food.
Yeah, they started doing that, the Wednesday or something?
Yes, Dwelling Place Ministries. So thank God for all of these people who care or helping and giving, because you wonder, and especially too with the inflation being so high. Speaking of that, before we wrap up, I got to give credit to one of my sponsors, which is Queen Restaurant. You have to go up there sometime in Vinyl. Really beautiful place.
Yeah, they just opened it up?
Yes.
Right?
Well, what Yelmas has decided to do was he has 2 meals for $25. And who can make a vegan meal for you, I'm sure. But 2 meals for $25. That includes super salad, the entree, vegetable, and dessert for $12.50. I mean, again, trying to fight inflation. And I know what he's paying for stuff, but he's still trying to help his customers. And, Millville Queen does a great job, too.
Oh, they do.
I go there often. And that's the Met. So, there are the things that are happening with us. But, Rick, thank you for coming in. It's great to see you. Congratulations on the school board and on all the good things, your different promotion, and the things that are happening with the police department. And I'm really glad you're on the school board. I know it'll be great. And I know Tony will have a good ally. He'll see the positives that he's doing as well, which really works out nicely. And I want to thank Brandon and Ryan for producing our program tonight here on Around South Jersey. I want to thank Brad Scott, Lee Brand, and everyone here at the Motorsports Park, and a special thank you to the Motorsports Park for 2 things. They're going to run a 5K that will benefit the Police Athletic League, and also tonight, Brad committed to buy 100 tickets. 100 tickets at $26 a ticket. That's $2,600, and he's contributing so that our mayor can get out and throw that baseball out, and it could be Millville night on June 3rd. And we'll get 500 tickets sold by then, I'm sure. So thank you again for joining us. For Rick Kott, I'm Jim Quinn. Have a nice night. See you soon. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.